There's a negotiation that happens in your head when you see a car you like, and it has nothing to do with the dealer. It's the math of, if I drive this, what does it imply about my last bonus? A buddy of mine just leased a new truck for $589 a month. It's way more than his old payment, and he doesn't haul anything, but during the test drive he admitted it just felt more serious. I'm Aiden, and I want to break down the psychology of buying the symbol, not the thing. I'm Aiden. Welcome to Aiden Money Psychology. Today we're talking about keeping up with the Joneses, but not the way you've heard it before. We're talking about why our brains treat certain purchases as identity statements, and how that calculation changes the actual dollar amount we're willing to pay. Let me show you this pattern in action across my own life. Moment 1. I'm 16. My first job, bagging groceries at a local market, making $7.25 an hour. And I needed sneakers. Not needed, wanted. Specifically, I wanted the Nikes that cost $110 at Foot Locker. The ones my friends had. The ones that said something without saying anything. I had $86 in my checking account. The math was insane. That's 15 hours of standing in a hot parking lot. But I bought them anyway. And I remember walking into school the next day past a group of classmates in the hallway. And no one said a word. No one noticed. But I felt different. I felt like I'd arrived somewhere. Moment 2. 22 years old. First real job. Making $48,000 in Chicago. My commute was 40 minutes on the train, which was fine. Totally fine. Until I started hanging out with a new group of coworkers who all drove. There was Marcus, who had a leased Jeep. Jenna with her used BMW. And my friend Maya, who I'd known since college, who kept saying, just get a car already. They'd talk about traffic, about parking spots, about their cars, and I had nothing to add. I'd just stand there by the office entrance while they stood by Marcus's Jeep. So I did the math. A used Honda Civic, $287 a month. Insurance, $135. Parking near my apartment, $175. I was spending almost $600 a month to sit in traffic so I could participate in conversations about sitting in traffic. But the real math my brain was doing. If I drive, I'm on their level. If I take the train, I'm not. Moment 3, 27. I'm doing okay. And I walk into a furniture store with my mom because I need a couch. I actually need a couch. My old one had a stain that was becoming sentient. So this is a practical purchase. We find one that's comfortable. $850. Great. Done. And then I see another one. Same size, similar color, but it's $2, $400. And my brain starts doing this weird gymnastics. Well, this one is leather. Leather lasts longer. And if I'm having people over, this one looks more established. More like I have my life together. My mom's standing right there. She sees me doing the math. She just raises an eyebrow and says, Aiden, it's a couch. You sit on it. I almost spent an extra $1.600 on a couch because of how I thought it would make me look to people who, by the way, do not care about my couch. This is the pattern. $110 sneakers at 16. $600 a month to drive at 22. A $2, $400 couch at 27. Same calculation, different price tags. The question isn't, can I afford this? It's, what does buying this say about me? So what's actually happening in our brains when we run this calculation? There's a concept in financial psychology called identity-based consumption, and it's exactly what it sounds like. We make purchasing decisions based on the identity we want to project, not the utility we need to fulfill. Here's how it works. Your brain has two separate systems for evaluating purchases. The first system asks, do I need this? Does it work? Is this a fair price for the function? That's the practical brain. That's the $850 couch brain. The second system asks, what kind of person buys this? Is that who I am? Is that who I want to be seen as? That's the identity brain. That's the $2, $400 couch brain. And here's what's wild. The identity brain doesn't just influence the decision, it actually changes how much you're willing to pay. Studies show that when a product is positioned as identity relevant, when it's tied to status, to group belonging, to who you are, people will pay between 30% and 50% more for the exact same item. Same function, same quality, But because it signals something, the price elasticity changes completely. This is why car manufacturers spend billions on advertising that never mentions fuel economy. They show you the car pulling up to a cabin in the woods, or parked outside a restaurant where someone important is waiting. They're not selling transportation, they're selling the person you become when you step out of that vehicle. And your brain falls for it because, evolutionarily, this made sense. For most of human history, your stuff signaled your survival prospects. If someone had better tools, better shelter, better access to resources, that mattered. Your brain developed a hypersensitivity to status signals because status meant safety. It meant belonging to the group that wouldn't get left behind when the tribe moved. The problem is, your brain is still running that ancient software, but now the status signals are a $589 truck payment and a $2 $400 couch. And the tribe? The tribe is everyone you've ever met, plus everyone on Instagram, plus your coworkers, plus your neighbor who just redid their patio. This creates a specific financial distortion called reference dependence. Your brain doesn't evaluate a purchase in isolation. It evaluates it relative to what other people have, relative to what you think people like you should have, relative to the gap between where you are and where you want to be perceived. So when I was 22, I wasn't evaluating a $600 monthly car payment against my $48,000 salary. I was evaluating it against the feeling of standing silently by Marcus's Jeep while Maya and Jenna talked, against the gap between Train Aiden and Car Aiden, against the reference point of my coworkers who already had cars. And that's the mechanism. Identity-based consumption powered by reference dependence, running on ancient brain hardware that can't tell the difference between survival and social signaling. So I learned this, I understood the mechanism, I could name it, and then I went and bought a $68 water bottle. Let me explain. It was one of those stainless steel ones, the brand with the colorful lids. You know the one. I had a perfectly good water bottle at home. It cost $12 at Target. It kept water wet. Functionally perfect. But I was at the airport, standing in one of those shops by the gate, and I saw someone, just a stranger, walking past with this bottle. And my brain did the thing. It ran the calculation. That's the bottle people bring to yoga. That's the bottle that looks intentional. That's the bottle that says you care about hydration as a lifestyle, not just as a thing you do so you don't die. I picked it up. A cashier behind the counter glanced at me, then looked away. I brought it to the register. $68 plus tax. I swiped my card. And here's what happened next. As I was walking to the gate, water bottle in hand, I caught myself running another calculation. I was imagining posting it on my Instagram story. Just casually, you know, bottle next to a window, sunlight hitting it, no caption needed. I stopped walking right there in the middle of the terminal. I thought, you are literally planning the social performance of a water bottle. I still have it, I still use it, but I caught myself in the act of buying the symbol. And that moment of catching yourself, that's not nothing. Here's my question for you. Have you ever bought something specifically because of how you thought it would look to other people? Not something you needed, not something you even really wanted, but something you bought because you wanted to be seen as the kind of person who owns it? Drop it in the comments. I want to know what it was and what it cost. Because I think we all have that purchase. And I think naming it changes something. So what actually changes when you see this mechanism? For me, it wasn't that I stopped caring about status. I still care. I'm human. My brain still runs the ancient software. The $589 truck payment still sounds tempting on certain days. But two things shifted in my actual money decisions. First, I started adding a pause before bigger purchases. Not a long pause. Just a moment where I ask, am I buying this? Or am I buying who I think this makes me? And sometimes the answer is both. That's fine. The $68 water bottle? Yeah, I bought the identity a little bit. But I also drink more water now because I like the bottle. So, okay, other times, the answer is purely identity. And when that happens, I sometimes put it back. Second, I started noticing when I was doing the math wrong, when I was comparing myself to the wrong reference point. That couch I almost bought for $2. $400? I went back to the $850 one with my mom. She didn't say, I told you so. She just nodded. And you know what? No one has ever commented on my couch. No one has ever walked in and said, Interesting choice, going with the mid-tier option. Because people don't care. They're too busy running their own identity calculations in their own heads. This is the paradox. We spend all this money signaling to people who are too busy signaling to us to notice our signals. Financially, where am I today? I still drive a car. It's a 2019 sedan I bought used, $347 a month. I still occasionally buy things that are slightly nicer than they need to be, because they feel like me. I still catch myself running the calculation when I'm with certain people. My friend Maya, who just got a promotion. My coworker Jenna, who just bought a house. People whose lives look more together than mine. I don't have this figured out, that's not the point. But I now have about 3 seconds between the impulse and the purchase. 3 seconds where another voice in my head says, hey, you're doing the thing. You're buying the symbol. Just know that's what's happening. And sometimes I buy it anyway. And sometimes I don't. But either way, I'm paying with my eyes open. The price on the tag is never the full price. There's always a second number, the one your brain adds when it calculates what this purchase says about you, who it connects you to, and who it helps you become. And that second number, that's the one that actually matters. Because the Joneses, they're not keeping score. They're too busy wondering if their stuff looks as good as yours. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if this landed in a way that made you think about your next purchase differently. I'll see you in the next one.